You said?
No.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a first of hopefully many panel discussions I will present to you. I am Darlene Burns. I'm actually waiting on a few other panelists to show up, but for now, I'm going to introduce you to Ms. Elisia Collins. She is CEO and founder of Sunfire Talent and one of my very, very dear longtime friends. Say hey to everybody.
Hello, everyone.
I am very happy to be here and to come to you guys live about this discussion. Even if the other parties don't show up, you guys can still submit your questions. You can still submit comments, and I'll try to do my best to answer those. Let me open up by saying that I am a lesbian. I came out 5 years ago. I have 3 children, and I am a writer. We'll talk about that later. But I thought this was a very important discussion to have because there are no conversations about people in the LGBT community having healthy, committed relationships, especially people of color. And I wanted to create a platform where people feel free to express their opinions, learn something. There's nothing like trying to answer questions and people are still not knowledgeable about our lifestyle, even if you don't agree with it, it's okay. Because I respect your opinion, just don't be disrespectful. It's real simple. So with that being said, my phone is buzzing. So, Lisa, do you have any questions?
Well, first and foremost, let me formally introduce myself. I am Elisia Collins, CEO and founder of Sunfire Talent. This is a great discussion for the people who are actually going to get a chance to, well, my site's worldwide, so this is a great discussion for everyone out there who are actually there to communicate.
No, that's
with
what I
us
was saying in the text, is that all of it is only permanent only.
Now, they're pretty much touch bases with people worldwide, which is pretty much something that is new, especially for the community that I've built, Sunfire Talent. I've been CEO and founder for about a year, and I work with all types of people on a regular basis. I don't question gender for any reason. Your talent is your talent, and this is the reason why I want to go ahead and touch base with people and get them to see that my site is about motivation, and my site is about teaching people that it is okay for you to be you, be creative. On that note, that's why I was so excited to be part of this discussion. So when I get a chance to meet good people, I want to make sure to bring everybody on board, and this is a great discussion for everybody. If a little bit about myself, I am 100% lesbian. I was curious in the beginning, and I kind of figured out later on exactly everything I needed to do to create the lifestyle that I need. So this is a great chance to speak out to people like me also, and get everything, put everybody back into turn this way a little bit of motivation there.
Hi, you guys. I'm back. Actually, 2 panels have arrived, so I'm going to take just a second to talk a little bit with you about, didn't mean to interrupt you. I just need to get my director to go and show them where they need to go. So if you can turn it this way. Thank you so much. So scoot on over here, friend. And so what were we talking about before I really interrupted you? I'm so sorry. No worries. Okay, go ahead. Go. So, sorry. Go ahead.
Basically, I was just telling everyone that because of the type of talent agency that I have. It's great to be part of this discussion today. Like I said earlier, it doesn't matter your gender, it doesn't matter your age. So because I'm worldwide, this will be touching bases across board, and hopefully I get a chance to hear everyone here and get everyone else's side, and this branches out to other people and they're able to hear exactly what's going on and what we're doing here in America, because majority of people that I work with are international, and they're very curious about what we are really doing here in America, and if it's true. And
I think one of the things, I think someone had just recently asked me when I made my trip, I think about 2 years ago to Canada, they were like, well, we thought that only there were the few states that didn't allow for LGBT marriage. And I was like, no, those are the only states that marriage is allowed. And they were like, are you kidding me? And believe it or not, the rest of the world, especially when this goes via YouTube, they are really looking at us as almost being like the last to join up to catch up with them, because they don't see any issues with it. We're the only country that are having major issues about this subject, about marriage, LGBT marriage, which I don't understand that. And again, that's something that there's a lot of conversation, a lot of controversy, a lot of people want to quote different things from the Bible. We are not, let me repeat, we are not going to talk about religion. We are just basically going to talk about relationships. I'm in one. I'm going to be married, hopefully, the next year or so. My fiance, she's a great woman, and yeah. So the thing I find a common thread when I do talk to my friends is how do I balance all the things that I'm doing, plus being in my relationship and giving all my time to different things that I'm trying to do versus trying to be in my relationship and get my focus on that. And I think you and I were having several conversations like, where do you find the energy? I really don't know. There's times I'm up at 1 a.m. Pacific Coast Standard Time now because I'm in LA. But I find myself, especially since I write, there's different times that I'm up, and you know, when you're in a relationship and a person is opposite, let's talk about sleeping. Yeah, if y'all are not on the same pattern, it throws you off. I thought my kids made me a light sleeper. Nope. I got somebody that the minute they move, I'm like, what? Oh, okay. It's crazy. And it was like that in my previous relationships, but I'm finding more that I've come out and I'm more comfortable. I do sleep a little heavier, but it's like when she's gone, I feel her presence. Where when I was in previous relationships with men, I didn't. So I don't know what that's about. Isn't that kind of weird? Sort of?
Yes. It's a good weird, not a bad weird. So.
But yeah, like
it all falls into place regardless. So.
Right. One of the questions that has been posed to me is been about the role, like who's the man in a relationship, and that's always like been really like somewhat bothersome to me. Let me see. Hold on. Someone's saying they did not see. Okay. For some reason, we're not able to see the chat room. So I have my director when he comes back, see if he can fix that. So I'm sorry if you're not able to post any questions. These were actually questions sent to me via email before the discussion started. So, but yeah, one of the questions that my heterosexual friends ask me, who's the man in the relationship? In fact, my mother and my sister were trying to kind of defend that. I don't need any defending. It's a stupid question. But again, creating a platform for that to be answered. I don't walk up to couples and go, are you the man in the relationship or is she the man in the relationship? It's just stupid. I mean, but people feel like they need to be able to identify and relate and understand because they just don't really comprehend and can't wrap their mind around it. Is that really necessary for you to know? Not really, but I'm here to answer it. There are no roles in my relationship. It's 50-50. I'm committed to her, she's committed to me. We share everything. We're best friends. I have a best friend, but she's on a different level. So she cooks, I cook, thank goodness, because I used to cook all the time. I can't tell you how great that is. That doesn't mean all lesbians cook in the relationship. Some like to just go out. Some don't have skills in the kitchen. Just because we're women doesn't mean that we do it all that we do. But that doesn't automatically mean that. So that's one dynamic that we're going to explore with the other panelists. Yeah. So what are your thoughts about that? Have you ever been asked that?
Yeah. A lot. My situation is not a situation, but my lifestyle, basically, I'm pretty much a tomboy, long story short. I date majority feminine women. So I get that question all the time. When you're feminine and you date a feminine woman, the first thing they want to know is who's the guy in the relationship. The best answer is no one's the guy in the relationship.
That's the point.
If I was with the guy, I wouldn't be in this lifestyle. So it's just some things that are asked in general, and I'm hoping to get to the point where those type of questions are done being asked. You would think by 2015 that a lot of the ignorant questions would have had rolled away, but we still seem to be stereotyped to the same questions all the time. And I think no one in general, but I think there's a lot of people who just prefer to, stay within the box. And we have moved beyond that box many, many moons ago, but people are still in the box about asking those questions. So hopefully we can move beyond those type of stereotypes and just start loving one another. And that's pretty much why we're here today, is discuss how to get outside that box and how to generate love in the right direction. So that's my answer to that.
It's about acceptance. Again, I don't want to feel like I'm no shade to anyone in whatever type of relationship you happen to be in. It's just, there are just certain things and certain questions that we get that I know normally you guys don't get or get approached to, or just in that whole type of uncomfortable feeling, because who does that? I mean, who walks up to somebody and starts a discussion and then, so she wears kind of like mannish clothes, so does that mean she's the dominant person in the relationship? That's so not cool. It's one of those things. Yeah, anybody who's watching that's in the LGBT relationship, they understand what I'm talking about. So with that, I think I'll bring up an example I had at a workplace. The girl who was real gorgeous, Caucasian girl, one of my favorite people to talk to at the time. She said, I just need to ask you this. I just need to ask you this. And I was like, well, what's up? What's going on? She said, what is it about? And that's what I wanted to kind of post this story in front of my other panelists who are on the way. They're coming. Why are you dating someone who dresses like a man? Why don't you want to be with a man? Here's my answer. It's just like a blow pop. Everybody likes different flavors. I like apple myself. Once you suck it on it and get all those juices flowing and get through that flavor, there's a pink thing in the middle. That's what my relationship, that's what how I look at it. It can be hard on the outside, whatever flavor it may be, but on the inside, she's still who she is. She's a woman at the end of the day. So she walked away with a clearer understanding of it doesn't matter how they represent themselves. It's all about your heart, how you feel about that person. I think people are just so stuck on the fact of appearance and what that's supposed to mean. What does that mean? You know, I'm confused because it's not the norm. We're trying to make it the norm. We're breaking that. Those days are getting ready to really be gone of an outward appearance. It does speak a lot, it speaks volumes, but it's not representing who the person truly is. And that's why I think people need to just sit down with each other and have a conversation and, you know, want to get to know somebody before you judge them. Isn't that how you remember it being? Because I remember it being that way. And I'm taught my kids that same thing. I've got friends from different races, different situations in their life. As far as London, all the way here to the United States. And I'm accepting as long as you're not disrespectful. When we get on that, then that's a totally different subject and a totally different panel discussion. So, yeah. Is there anything you want to kind of address while we're here, while we're waiting?
I would like to address.
And I'll answer that.
She'll answer that.
In my own point of view.
In your own, yes. Do you feel that majority of the questions that are more directed toward lesbians versus the males? Because I know you mentioned that a little bit earlier.
Right.
Because as a female, I feel that I'm drilled more than the males.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, at work in general, you know, work-related things, as soon as they hear your sexuality, I feel like I'm on display or a lab project, as they say.
Or for prime example, like you're like answering for every lesbian tomboy.
Yeah. I am the protocol for everyone else that I'm the blame for everyone else that has gone ahead of me. That doesn't make sense now. So but when it comes to guys, I don't really see a lot of guys saying, "Oh, you're a certain sexuality. Let's stand for 5 minutes and discuss this."
How about that?
How about 5 minutes of discussion time and bring people along to ask questions about your sexuality in front of other groups of people?
How's that feel? No.
I mean, that's something I wish would kind of like die down. The fact that you're pointed out as, oh, you're a lesbian, let's ask you 50 zillion extra questions.
Trillion questions as if we're all encompassing of you know it all. And I'm not here to dispute that. We don't know it all. What we're saying is this is our perspective in retrospect to our lives and what our experiences are. And it's actually a common thread to a lot of different lesbian relationships that because we talk to people. And one of the things that's what was about in the workplace coming out, LGBT youth, I had an email actually via Pinterest, because I'm a Pinterest addict. Yeah, don't judge me. And one of the teens on there, I believe she was a 15-year-old, was saying that she was so happy that I actually wrote her back. She was suicidal, and she just didn't have any type of direction or anyone to talk to about this subject, coming out to her parents. Kind of switching gears a little bit. And one of my things, which I want to try to do and open the forum on that as well, about teens who feel trapped and they can't come out to parents, especially if it's religion-based, faith-based. You're not gonna be like that in my house. Here is my answer to that. I'll let you answer that if you wish. That child knows how they feel. I was 8 when I knew it. I was scared to come out, again, a fear. Now there's so many people, trans, lesbian, so many figures that are coming out that you can live your life, be healthy, be happy. I know it's difficult. Trust me, my kids, I talk to them all the time. Their friends talk to me. It's very hard when you do have your parents who you look up to. You don't want to be a disappointment. They have their own questions like, what did I do something wrong? Parents, you didn't do nothing wrong. You didn't do anything wrong in the process. In fact, you did something right, which is bringing a child into this world and love them. Continue to do that and embrace that. Continue to encourage them to be the best that they can. That should be your base and your fundamental principle about. Come on in.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Come on this way. Yes. Hi. Hello. Walking in right now is Miss Unique Waterfall.
Hi.
She's Arthur.
Yes.
She's so bomb, and I can't even go into how phenomenal this woman is. Got 2 more panelists coming in. Miss Rose, who is the wife of Miss Pretty P. This is her gorgeousness. Take it all in. Do what you do. And Miss P will be joining us in a few moments. We're gonna get a few things straightened out. Glad you ladies are here, made it safe. Welcome. We were just discussing about LGBT teens, how they feel about coming out to their parents. One of the questions was Pinterest to me. Pinterest. And so, but it was like 2 big long paragraphs of I was suicidal. I didn't know what to do. I have friends, but I'm still a loner in school. What do I do? Where do I go? And I think she was back near Minnesota, like a quiet town,
yes.
you know. And so I just told her, like I was telling my audience, you still have to be true to who you are. Although you have to respect your parents, you're still in their home. Many parents, they have different faith-based. Again, no disrespect, but it's about love and acceptance. You didn't do anything wrong. In fact, you brought in this wonderful human being. They have to find their way. You cultivating that and you educating yourself so that you can understand a little bit better instead of bashing and condemning. And like, you're not gonna be in my house with that.
I think a lot of parents feel it's their fault because it's no understanding. It's no one's fault. You can't actually create your child to be gay. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that you did or didn't do in order, for them to actually be LGBT. So I think that's first and foremost. Parents need to know and understand that it's not you, it's them. It's just who they are, who's within us. Mm-hmm. And once that acceptance come in and you learning and getting to know your child and knowing that, hey, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Yeah. You're not gonna die.
They're not gonna die.
Right, exactly. But when you ostracize them and put them out, it makes for such a harsh reality. There's so many of us who can't come out, come out later in life, such as I. It's just a hard thing when you don't have support. But
we talked about that a little bit when I'm in my introduction. I'll let you ladies do an introduction too. Just the fact that we were talking about different situations of how people in the workplace, how they perceive you once they find out your lifestyle. All of a sudden,
everything changes.
You know everything and represent every lesbian everywhere
in the world.
And you're like, no.
Every black lesbian.
And it's like, no, it's not like that. But again, this is why I created this platform so that we could address some of those things. And y'all have to really understand these ladies are coming here. And I'm so humbled that they're part of this. I'm not gonna get emotional, I promise, please. But it's really important that these conversations become more common so that we don't have to keep doing this. It's every day, it's your neighbor, it's your sister, it's your auntie, it's your cousin.
It's the city clerk, right? You know, and I had that situation. Yes. That just happened to me at work. I'm a vegan, so my coworkers know I don't eat meat, and they're always giving me shit, but I don't care. And another young lady from another floor was talking to a coworker of mine, and she introduced us. And initially, it was fine. We, conversed about the veganism, and she asked me to take her to the grocery store that's across the street from my job. So we're over there, and I'm showing her the things that I get, and et cetera, et cetera. And then she wanted to do lunch. So me being nice, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do lunch. But I'm so conscientious of my lifestyle and people not accepting it. I try to keep a distance because I've had a lot of negative stuff happen at work. So after we had lunch, I saw the mutual friend. I was like, why did she leave me with this woman? You should have left me with her. And we were in the elevator, and we were talking about me coming for this. She was like, yeah, you're going, it's gonna be so nice. And I need another book. And so my book came up, and because my book is lesbian and it's very erotic, I was like, no, I don't think you want this book. And I was like, and you have children and your kids can't see this book.
Right.
So, and then she just assumed that it was heterosexual. And I was like, oh no, baby, I'm lesbian. Her whole demeanor changed. Her facial expression, her body language. And I had to explain to my coworker, you cannot just introduce me to people and not tell them that I'm gay.
Right.
And I hate that we have to do that, but people change when they find out. Even though I was the same person 20 minutes ago telling you about veganism, when we found out I was gay,
now it's changed.
It's almost like it's your new last name.
Right.
Hi, my name is Rose Gay.
Exactly.
It's so true. 'Cause, I mean, even at my job recently, after P and I got married, I came in and they had like a small little like intimate bridal shower, if you will, I guess you could say, in my boss's office. And my boss knows that I'm a lesbian and what have you. So I got the card and it was like, to you and your husband. And I was like, my husband is a wife. You know? And like the other three girls that didn't know, it was just like,
Yeah.
and it's almost like you can read what they're thinking, like,
How could you?
you're a pretty woman, why would you can just like feel it, you know what I mean? Why? There's men up there. Why? And I was like, yeah, I was like, you guys didn't see the big picture printout on my desk with me and the dress and her. And
But I think that because
that was like a cousin that was kissing me and embracing me when I on a wedding dress, so. And of course, like the one that didn't know after came by my desk after was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I didn't know.
And why are they sorry?
And that's what I'm like,
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
It's okay. You're sorry.
Because
I'm not sorry, so you're sorry.
But I think that it's just like that uncomfortable conversation that, they always feel like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like it's a bad
Somebody died. Like
yeah.
you as a person who they know have actually died.
Right.
And it's no, you have so much fun. Gay means happy, baby. You're happy.
Right.
I know I'm happy. You're
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We all happy.
One of the things I want to cover too is I love you though. I do. We're mothers,
Okay.
and I did want to kind of touch on that because I have 3. How many do you have?
I have 2.
And how many do you have?
We had 5 together.
And
Baseball team.
Right.
and one of the things that I know it doesn't make me angry now. I'm more understanding, more trying to be tolerant. Again, who's the role? Who's the mama? Who's the daddy?
There is no such. We
We're
both
parents.
exactly. Now,
Family.
exactly. Somebody's more the disciplinary, and the more structural, the more lenient. But it's the same thing in a heterosexual relationship. And I think we need to stop taking on heterosexual labels. And I get sick of people asking me, well, who's the man?
Exactly.
There is no man. We both have pussies.
Right.
You okay? We both have pussies. And that whole who's the fork, who's the spoon is the stupidest thing in the world to me. That's none of your business. Are you asking me how we have sex? Because if that's what you want to know, ask me that. Very well.
She got a book about it.
But even with the heterosexual relationships, it's still the same thing. It's like I can very much so ask you the same thing, like who's the man and woman, because based on how he acts, he's a bitch.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you want to go there, like we can have this discussion all day long. But trust me, you will not win.
They have there's a saying for that. He's handpicked. Handpicked, what is it? Handpicked. So, you know, it's the same thing.
Or
It's,
pussy whipped.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Oh, you don't
Yeah.
need pussy whip, so.
All day.
But to switch roles, I mean, outside of the LGBT community, and Q, we're not gonna forget anybody. We are dealing with, in which I had a chance to flip the switch from the early 90s. We did not have, what's it called, the metrosexual genre. So now we have,
Okay, so.
now, yes, we are now dealing with something new versus us. Because
Right.
now they're saying they can't tell straights from us. And
Which is good now.
Really?
you have the men walking around with the tight
Yeah.
pants. The roles have changed with Metro, and they
Look
want
at
that.
Lil Wayne,
to
look at Lil Wayne, thanks for that. Like, yes, you know, that's that whole.
Well, my home say, mentioning that is the metrosexual men don't want to be labeled either.
Nobody
so
does.
we
Right.
so it just, and that's a straight thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just bringing that up too. We have men that dress a certain way now, and just like them, we don't want to be labeled. They don't want to be labeled. We should be working in 2015 on love and respect.
Exactly.
And that's why I brought that up as an example of what straight people also do, and what we do as a community. Regardless, we should be all together. Right now we're all mixed together. As my mom used to say, Heinz, was it Heinz 57? It was actually a mixture of ketchup and everything else. We are all mixed together, and especially in America, you would think that a lot of stuff would have been dropped by now. So, and this is speaking out to all my international people. A lot of stuff that should have been dropped is just not being spoken about, and that's why we're having this discussion.
Racial relations.
Yeah.
So
That's why we're meeting today, having this discussion, because it's a dead silence when it's not supposed to be. And
That elephant in the room.
Yeah.
That pink elephant everybody sees, but nobody wants to acknowledge.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's still harder for our community versus any other communities, and a lot of people have committed suicide because of it. And this is a reason why us ladies are here to just touch bases and figure out what's next. We're still stuck on what happened. What's next is figuring out where the love starts and where the disrespect ends. So I respect the ladies on the panel for being here.
Oh, thank you.
And I just wanted to touch base on, just not to interrupt, just to touch base on.
So, let's see. Got another panelist coming in. Yeah, and one more.
I don't see it from the.
That's all right. That's all right.
Oh.
No, I got.
Yeah, I'm going that way. I'm gonna go across here.
Yes, you're perfectly fine. We got two more people that just joined us.
Yeah, you sit here and y'all sit there.
we can do something.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can ask him.
You all the way down there.
Yeah.
So, Miss Holcomb.
Hey, we have just joined us, Pretty P, Miss P's in the house, and we also have Q, which is also a partner.
Doing, guys. Can you see me?
Swing more,
Hey,
a
hey,
little
hey.
more, a little bit more. Get everybody in the room. Thank you guys so much for traveling. Let me say that one more time, for traveling here to California to be part of this event, part of this discussion. Again, we'll go back around and just make sure that everybody is heard and make sure that they say what they need to say. And this is what this discussion, this platform that I created is all about. Let's see.
Yes, ma'am.
We were just finishing talking about women from LGBT teens, suicide rates, family. And one of the things that I want to make sure that we also heard the voice from you, because we all have children, in the role so-called, who's the mom, who's the dad, what kind of family structure do we have? And I want to make sure that everybody understands that it's a family, there's parents. Her wife Rose just spoke about that, and I'm gonna let Ms. P introduce herself and, give her opinion on that.
Hi. Priscilla, aka known as Miss Pretty P. I am a retired exotic entertainer for the LGBT community. Been dancing about 15 years, you know what I'm saying? But I've been out here real strong in the community about maybe last 5 years. We've done everything from breast cancer awareness, to donating to Susan G. Komen, down to Boys and Girls Club, and also donating to the Lots of Love Foundation. So we do try to do a little bit more into the community than just what we do on stage. As far as the parenting, what a challenge. I tried to sell them on eBay, but it ain't good. But I mean, parenting is just parenting. I don't think there's any roles in our house as far as parenting. If there is any roles, it's more like who's a good guy and who's a bad guy. And, you know, normally they go to her first and then they come to me second, you know what I mean? And I'm more like, I'm not trying to be your friend. I don't care if you don't think I'm cool or whatever the case may be. Like, my job is to be your parent. When you get older and accomplish what I need you to accomplish, graduate from high school and start off with your life, you know, and start stepping foot outside of our home, then I can work on a little bit more of a friendship as well as a parent. But I'm a parent before I'm a friend. So, you know what I mean? It's a lot of different things where she's just a little bit more, you know, she puts her foot down, but she's more like, you know, I'm gonna go ask her because she's gonna say yes, you know, and then it comes to me and I'm like, no, I don't think so. So, I mean, that's the only kind of roles, but I mean, they both call us mom. I'm Mama P, and that's Mama Rose, and that's just what it is, you know? Or that's mommy and I'm mom, you know what I mean?
It's
But
funny that
there
you're
ain't really
more,
no gender roles.
He's more straight, and for us, I'm more straight, and Q is so much more lenient.
Oh,
Yes, they get away with murder.
we can relate.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, you know, we got a 17-year-old, well, finna be 17. So she's a handful.
Right.
We had mostly boys too on top of that. So I think with boys, you know, because so many of our young men, especially our black young men out here, are just veering off to the left and getting into some other stuff because a lot of them don't have the guidance and the structure and the discipline and the boundaries at home. You know what I mean? After they leave home or before they even get out of high school, they already done been into some stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then with our girls too, you know, we some strong women, and I don't need nobody to validate that. You know what I'm saying? My wife is a very strong, very smart, educated black woman. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have all the college, you know, credits and background, but you know, at the same time, I can sit here and have an intellectual conversation right with you. So, you know, I'm just trying to make sure we got some strong kids with good heads on their shoulders, rather than I'm worried and concerned about being cool and being a friend and them having some true religions on their butts. You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
I think one of the things that is astonishing to me, I just read about it online, that they're trying to pass legislation to not let LGBT men, trans, whatever, not be able to adopt children, based on what they think is the norm of being able to have a loving and loving environment and a loving family to raise children. I'm sure that my parents have their own opinion about it, but for me, I think it's disrespectful for you to even see that at face value just because we're LGBT and we can't raise children. If we don't give birth to them, and we're going to take that another right that you think we're not entitled to away because we think our lifestyle is not the norm. So
It's already hard for us being gay to actually birth children without judgment within our own community. That's an issue within itself, you know, and as far as these heterosexual groups, there ain't no way able to judge us when you have shows on like the Duggars and this comes out that the son is molesting his sisters, but you're talking about how we as gays are dangerous to children when you got it going on in your own household on TV.
right.
There's no way that you can solidify that. We are human, just like you guys are human. You cut us, we bleed red just like you do. Our sexual preference has nothing to do with our child rearing, bearing, nor raising. What I do in my bedroom has nothing to do with you. If you want to watch, you can. Right? I mean, I'm just saying.
We ain't got a shower rod.
But, you know, why are you so interested in who I lay with? And Q always says, I can be with a cobra snake. That's none of your business. You know, and people are so concerned with the wrong things.
I think it's
Because they have a little bit of interest there.
It's always that. It's always that. And
You got a little sweet on them.
yeah, you know
You got a
what?
little sweet on them. They know we look good. Stop playing. You know we look good.
But then when they think
We
about
look
it,
better than some of these men out here. What you mean?
That's right.
they think about is all they think about is sex. It's all about sex. And what are they doing in the bedroom? What are they doing with each other? But it's not about that. We're doctors, we're lawyers. We're police officers, all that. Truck drivers, and we're very
Soldiers, we're the same ones fighting your wars.
Exactly.
We can't even raise our own kids or go to bed with who we want to go to bed with, but we can get on a uniform and go get shipped
There you go.
and risk our lives.
Understand?
I know then to come back and have you tell me what I can do or what I can't do. Like, you know what I mean? We pay taxes and everything like everybody else.
Right.
So it's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
To deal with that, always being on guard, especially for our trans men, trans women, and our masculine identifying lesbians. It's a shame that you constantly have to be aware of who's watching, where you are, because you don't want to be gay bashed. You don't want to have an altercation verbally with people who have something to say because, like you said, you look better than the heterosexuals. And so they're like, what are you doing with all the women? Y'all know what
But it's okay when they want to give us some checks and put
Right.
us on TV because we're entertaining
Right,
and we're the best stylists
right.
and we're the coolest people in the club and we wear the, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's always something. But at the end of the day, I still feel like we're making some progress too. I mean, don't ask, don't tell is out the window.
Yes.
Better little progress is better than no progress.
Right.
So I can't just sit here and wake up one day and expect them to not judge us at all. But they're definitely getting used to us. They're seeing that we're multiplying. More people are being more confident. We're coming out of the closet and actually like, yeah, I'm gay. Because a lot of people wouldn't even say that because they were afraid of judgment and because they were afraid of no equal rights and all that stuff. I mean, we coming out here, they see us, we ain't going nowhere. So we're starting to get respected little by little. But, gay, black, white, straight, whatever, there's always going to be somebody out here that wants to hurt you.
Even family.
You got whole jails
Even
full of
family.
people that just want to beat you up because you got a Rolex on and they don't.
Yeah.
Oh, my wedding ring is nicer than theirs. Oh, well then you know what? My straight wife is looking at this gay lady's ring and her ring is bigger than my straight wife. So, I'm going to give her the evil eye. You know us. We're so defensive that the first thing we do is like, well, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up? And you looking at me like it's a problem. Like, what?
We're all the same. It's just like gangs. It has nothing to do with being gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, because that's just like, hey, you got some rims. Oh, you got them. I'm not gonna pay for them. I'm gonna come get yours. Oh, I'm gonna knock you over the head for this, that, and the third.
I want them
Right. Being a trans man.
Joints.
Let me tell you something. Being a trans man, I come to understand a lot about the black man. A lot about the black man because they look at me strange, they look at me crazy. The people they look, the women, they're different. Heterosexual women are something else. They go out their way to get noticed. They do. Now we talking about heterosexuals now. So you know what I'm saying? They go out their way to get noticed because of what they don't know.
Because they straight. You know what I mean? They don't have nobody talking about what they doing in their house. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. You got these mothers drowning their kids in bathtubs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got Jeffrey Dahmer, this dude is eating
people.
Man, pizza man. Just like eating them. Like, you know what? Forget the pizza, give me one of your legs and one of your testicles.
Let me get a piece of
You know what I'm saying? But you want to talk about me because I wear myself and you chose to transition. You know what I'm saying? So, judgment is judgment. It's going to be out here regardless.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether you straight, black, white, whatever. Religion. They will find something to talk about. And right now they're talking about Mrs.
The white woman that was black, say she was black. Yeah, they got that going on right
And they
now.
asked her on camera too, like, are you black? And she was like, I don't understand the question.
Right.
How are you such a politics? You know, these ladies talking politics and she's just so smart. And all of a sudden you don't answer a simple, you don't understand
You can't say that on camera because they can run the tape back. And it's fraud.
Mm-hmm.
And her parents is the one who got her.
Well, what was so crazy about it is she kind of looked like, if you look at some of her pictures, I was like, wow, she looked kind of black.
Got him.
In her bloodline.
Got it.
Like, we don't all have
But
something
that was tanning. That was makeup. That whole black face that they do for Halloween. It's easy for Caucasians to mimic us.
There was a movie
We
out
can't
there like
mimic them.
that.
you know?
LL Cool J was in it. And the girl was like a cop, but she was like pretending to be
Black, and I think it's a slap in the face. It truly is a slap in the face
as a
because
compliment.
I think it's a slap in the face because just because you marry a Black man and you love our culture, that's fine. But you don't go to the lengths of pretending to be something you're not. I can't go and pretend to be a white woman or a white man for that matter. We have enough struggles within our community.
You show me.
Can I?
I mean,
that's because my hair
people been like, I'm not even Black, but people been putting down the Black race for so long.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you've actually got white people wanting to be us. Girl, go ahead. Progress. We ain't trying to be white, they trying to be Black, bro. Go ahead. Progress.
But you have to think about what she did to
admiring
do it.
something about us.
But she did it. She went to a predominantly Black school. She's working for an organization which is supposed to protect the rights of Black people. Why are you going to those lengths to pretend to be something you're not?
But maybe but like transgender. She obviously, or
That's not
transgender, they feel like something else on the inside, but they're not on the outside.
So you
right?
can tell me this white woman feeling like
Maybe
she's
she
Black
feels like
already?
she's a Black woman.
She
may feel
So
like
that's
inside,
a
like,
point, though, right?
I'm a Black woman.
It's a great point, right?
My past life, I was an African American, beautiful,
Wait a minute, what did you used to tell me?
voluptuous woman.
Back, I feel like I'm from New York. I don't feel like I'm from Chicago. My past life, I feel like I should be in New York. You know?
Yeah.
My cousin, hey, I'm from London. Okay, I like all of these different things. I'm from London. So I mean, it's about what you look in the mirror and what you see. People ask me all the time, why is it that you want to be a man? You were born a woman. Why is this what you want? Well, what you guys see, I don't see. Never saw since I was 5 years old. So why judge who I am? I'm still the same person. I'm still nice. I'm still gonna give it to you with no chaser. And it is what
That's
it is.
my #1 bodyguard right there. She a little nice.
I flip you too.
But I mean, you don't know looking at you, and you don't know me personally. A lot of people keep a lot inside, a lot of secrets because they're too afraid to expose who they really are. So, they try to act a certain way to fit in with people, but then they get home and they're like, I really feel like a Black woman. I'm over here,
That is going to be a topic forever.
Yes.
How many
Yes.
other white people or minorities are feeling like
But
they want to be?
who tries to be something that they don't admire?
Okay,
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
understand
I'm not trying to be
admiration.
something. I don't want to be Chinese.
Have you ever wanted to be?
I don't want to be.
Have you ever
German,
wanted to
I
be
want to
something?
be.
Yeah.
What did you want to
Unless
be?
you want to be Black.
A pirate.
No, what did you want to be? You can't be. We're not. You can be a pilot. You can be a pilot. I'm saying something you can't be.
No, there's nothing that I can be. I could be anything I want,
You
but I
better
don't want to
say
be
it
white.
again. You better say it
I
again.
could be anything
But
I
if you
dream
wanted
of.
to be white and you went and bleached your skin, that's your choice.
That's right.
Jackson.
We can't say
That's
Michael
your
Jackson.
choice.
Been alive.
So we're looking at this,
We're gonna
this
stick with
white
that
woman
story.
that wants to
It's
be
been
an
a lot-
African American woman. She obviously admires.
We love you, Mike. We love Mike. We love Mike. We love Mike. We love Mike.
Don't bleach yourself, tan yourself.
But with all of the problems that we have, so how about you do not so much as a thesis or a experiment, because I don't want to put it in those terms, but as a Black woman who was born to Black parents, I cannot wrap my brain around a white woman with privilege, because they have privilege, to want to pretend to be me, to want to switch places with me.
Privileges. Maybe
But it's a lot of black. It's a lot of, and I don't want to say. I don't want to be so Black people, my people that talk proper, that act proper, that listen to all different kinds of music.
But then,
Different. So that,
wait.
wait. So that means that they want to be white, or is it that they grew up in a certain neighborhood? Because guess what? I speak intelligence. When I go certain places, I can't say, oh yeah, hey man, what's up? We chilling. But when I'm on the south side of Chicago in the hundreds, and my buddies is there, and we're gonna jump out the car, we're gonna listen to music, and that's what we do. But then I go up north, I go downtown Chicago, it's hello sir, how are you? My name is so-and-so, because hey, if I'm getting a job, if I'm dealing with customers, as a truck driver, we have to deal with a lot of distribution centers, terminals. We go to the BP terminal, Sitco. So I have to speak a certain way. I have to walk a certain way. I have to talk a certain way.
But we
That's
are
exactly
already
what it
conditioned
is.
to be that way from childhood. They are not. They're the same way whether they're in our neighborhood or their neighborhood. And when they come to our neighborhood, we don't look at them crazy. But when we go to theirs, it's, what you doing over here? Why are you here? I can't tell you how many times.
But no, let me tell you something. It's a lot of people that have said to Caucasian people, what are you doing in this neighborhood? Because we just had this discussion at work, all right? And I told a coworker of mine, his name is whatever, we ain't gonna say his name, but I told him, I said, hey, if you go on 87 and you go pull that gas in the ground, you won't have a problem. But if I go on 87 and I go pull that gas on the ground, they're gonna say, hey, look, man, let me get some of that on the leg. You got some premium in there for me? I got the gas can right here. You see what I'm saying? So they're gonna mess with me, but they're not gonna mess with him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I mean, it is what it is. It's an issue that that we're always gonna talk about forever and a day.
I still feel like
it's
if you
another
wanna come
issue.
and see what it's like to be a black woman in America, then knock yourself out.
Hey,
Come on over here, baby.
I know your
I'm gonna
business.
show you
That's it's
how hard
hard.
it is for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She walking away from her own privileges to come and struggle with us. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Come learn something.
Yeah.
Because we can
Come on, New York. Come on. Come on, New York. Get a little flavor talk. Come on, New York. Come on over here, New York.
I mean, this ain't even just about black people, just dark skinned people.
Yeah.
I get passed off as a black woman all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it don't bother me. You know what I mean? I'm like, all my friends, most of my friends are black. But I have all kinds of friends.
Well, you black to me.
You know what I mean? And I'm good with it. You know, I don't mind, but I get real defensive. You know, I mean, I was just involved in like a racial situation, which I currently have a lawsuit going right now at a previous employer. You know, and some of the stuff that they were making were racist comments towards African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even black, but you know what? My kids are half black. My wife is black. My friends are black. A lot of my followers and supporters are black. You're not gonna disrespect them in front of me.
Right.
So I took offense as if I was black.
I
You know what I mean? Like
agree.
you was talking about me and you are talking about me. Because all this here is me.
That's right. I agree.
Period. So I mean,
We come in
racism
all
is
shades
just
and different colors.
Different
Shades and
sizes.
colors.
From all types of lifestyles. Our time is actually coming to an end. We'll probably be talking a little bit after the camera goes off, but I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I thank you again to all my panelists who traveled to come here to be a part of this.
Chi-town, baby.
We will obviously continue this discussion because there's so much more that we need to explore and to talk about, because again, we got to make it to a point one day where this won't be a discussion.
You're right. And I thank you, Darlene, for having us.
Yes.
We have to come back and do it again.
Absolutely.
Love, peace. See you guys.
So,
Bye, y'all.
are we still on?
Hello.
Yeah.
My son.
Beautiful handsome son and daughter here.
I'm still-
Very